Hi, I'm Yara Travieso, and I'm a director, a choreographer, a filmmaker, a performer, and I create films and dance installations and operas and musicals. I'm interested in subverting the archetype of the melodramatic woman. These works take on the form of psychological narratives that explore themes of fiction versus reality, spectacle versus emptiness, all in order to carve out a space for this complicated protagonist.
Let me tell you now, while you're going crazy, oh, can't you hear all well that I say? Oh, heart.
So, La Medea is my creative capital project, and it adapts Euripides' Greek tragedy of savage infanticide as a Latin disco pop variety show. So imagine Sábado Gigante meets Dogville, and it's a dance theater performance piece, a live, made-for-camera TV special, and a feature film. It's shot, streamed, edited, directed all in real time, and then streamed into a remote location. So audiences enter a large modular space with multiple stages. They see camera ops moving around. They see a live band creating a live musical score for the film. And essentially, they are a live studio audience for this live filmmaking experience. There's a second audience that exists in a remote location that experiences a cinematic world of the piece simultaneously to the other venue. And in this world, it's a curated experience that is solely cinematic. The live audiences in the venue act as the film extras for free, yay! And they basically they color the world, they texturize the scenes, they sometimes recontextualize the narrative by doing tasks, sort of collective tasks, but essentially they act as the Greek chorus of the Medea of the play. The film audience participates through text or tweets that they send, and we translate them as the English translation to a lot of the Spanish dialogue that's happening, so what you see is different from what you hear. So essentially, I read Medea when I was 15, and I thought she was the coolest. I was like, wow, she murders her babies. There's so much to this character. And so the deeper I dug, the more I realized that she's more complicated than I thought, and I had a lot of conflict with her. It's been a rough road. The dangerous implication of her characters and the impossibility of her character became clear to me. And so she's basically the dangerous foreigner. She's the intuitive dark mystic. She's the vindictive jealous lover. She's the angry oppressed woman. She's the abandoned wife. She's the hysterical manipulative mother. She's all of these sort of archetypes shoved into this schizophrenic, tiny little narrow lens of a character. And you know, Euripides doesn't give a voice to the disenfranchised like Medea. Instead, he is saying that the oppressed are inherently dangerous, that foreigners are terrorists, and women are definitely hysterical. So La Medea demystifies and reveals the impossibility and the fiction of her character through the chaos behind the scenes, the quick changes, the blunders of camera falling. I mean, everything that happens in the vulnerability of live filmmaking is scripted or unscripted. It's hard to tell. And then there's a secondary way of experiencing her through the cinematic lens and through this curated frame that sort of hints and critiques at the romanticism and the original myth, but then everything obviously falls apart towards the end. La Medea adopts multiple Medeas to portray her many archetypes. This way, each Medea is consistent on her own terms, and I don't have to then justify the crazy baby killing stuff. But then the kaleidoscope of Medeas also helps sort of make a portrait, but not of the dangerous foreigner or the irrational woman, but she's now a record of the fears of those in power. She's a record of the fears of those in power of her. So the set designs are by Burkhart Jonquil, and the sound score is by Sam Crawford. And these are some scenes from past workshops we've done 2014 and 2015 with preliminary funds.
I left my country so you could live,
Oh, darling hand, oh, darling mouth, and eye, and royal mane. I have laid my children dead, I've killed the fruit my body bore. Despite their father and his love, and I have broken him again, but I have all but drowned with tears this little brow, for they are gone and I live on to take the sunshine to my eyes and smell the great green earth that holds their bodies in its clay, and their eyes never again shall meet my eyes.
So we're currently in production. As you can see, we've been developing a couple versions through 2 technical residencies, altogether 3 weeks of work, this is, with preliminary funds. And we are interested, we're doing the next version of the work in January during COIL. We're interested in a separate film venue that we can screen the live work. We're collaborating with BRIC, with Dance Film Association, Film Society of Lincoln Center, and PS 122 so far, but we would love to continue collaborating with film institutions and different performance venues to maybe tour the work. Dramaturgical support, or maybe writing support, someone I can just talk to Medea about for a long time. Community engagement, so I was the only Latin American at Juilliard while I was there, so reaching out to a Spanish-speaking community is very important, and a lot of the work is Spanish dialogue, so my mom understands it, and it's great, and so engaging with communities of Spanish-speaking would be wonderful, and executive producers or co-commissioners, because we're still looking to finish funding the work. Thank you, Creative Capital, for this rare platform, and thanks, everybody. It's wonderful.